Hi, my name is Tyler Jansen. Here at Build-A-Gym, we are dedicated to our expansion process and making our equipment available for everyone around the world. This week, the select employees watching this video will be traveling to Saudi Arabia to help our global expansion. Here I have made a cultural guide to help you navigate through Saudi Arabian culture and business. So, we will be discussing Saudi Arabia's primary language, how to navigate through a new cultural society, some cultural do's and don'ts, proper business attire, and common business practices, transportation, travel services that include your phone, food, and living, and finishing up with practicing safety. By the end, you should fully be prepared to respectfully navigate and partake in Saudi Arabian business and culture. Saudi Arabia's primary language is Arabic. 99% of the population speaks this language. This means that there will be a language barrier. We will be sending a translator with our team to help communicate, so being respectful of one's culture and having good body language is very important. In navigating a new cultural society, cultural norms are important and need to be respected. Cultural norms are the shared expectations and rules that guide behavior within a group of people. These norms can pertain to virtually any aspect of social life, from basic etiquette and manners, like how you greet others, to more substantial social structures, such as gender roles and family dynamics. We must learn to adapt and be respectful of Saudi Arabia's cultural norms. To learn more about Saudi Arabia's cultural norms, here are some cultural do's and don'ts in Saudi Arabia. Some cultural do's are try learning Arabic greetings and phrases. Dress modestly to honor the country's Muslim faith. Women should dress in clothing that covers their bodies and knees while also covering their heads. This kind of dress is a sign of respect and you may earn respect in return. It's best to avoid miniskirts, strapless blouses, or outfits revealing any details. Men should also avoid wearing shorts and clothing with short sleeves or tight shorts in public. Also, you do want to remove your shoes when entering a house. It shows appreciation and respect to your host. And ask permission while taking photos. Some buildings and monuments of this culture are sensitive to them, and it's best to be respectful and ask. And in Saudi Arabia, showing respect to the elderly is considered a significant cultural value. The elderly are highly regarded for their wisdom and experience, and their opinions are highly respected. And also, when traveling to Saudi Arabia, it's important to show respect for other people's local religious practices, such as paying respect to Ramadan. Now, here are some cultural don'ts. When you're in Saudi Arabia, it's best to avoid pointing fingers. When you want to point in a direction, use your chin to indicate the direction you're referring to. This is a local unwritten custom and it's important to be respectful of it. So if you're used to pointing with your finger, try to get into the habit of not doing so, especially when you're interacting with locals. And don't use your left hand too often. Using your left hand for certain activities in Saudi Arabia is considered impolite. This is because the left hand is believed to be unclean and is primarily used for toileting. As a result, it's best to avoid using your left hand for activities such as eating, shaking hands, or giving and receiving objects. In Saudi Arabia, it's important to be aware about public displays of affection. They are unacceptable and are considered disrespectful. PDA can include actions such as hugging, kissing, holding hands, or sitting close to someone to the opposite sex. In Saudi Arabia, proper business attire, men should be wearing suits and ties for meetings. Despite the heat, women should be wearing business suits, not trousers, and leave as little flesh showing as possible. Skirts should be below knee length or below ankle length, and is also advisable for women to carry a headscarf. It is not advisable for men to wear traditional Saudi clothing as it might seem bizarre or even offensive behavior to local Saudi Arabians. Common business practices in Saudi Arabia are greetings, timekeeping, and body language. A handshake is a standard first contact greeting in Saudi Arabia for men. If you are greeting a woman, wait for her hand to extend first before offering yours. And meeting in office environments in Saudi Arabia, while business-like, tend to be flexible and likely have no agenda. Don't take it personally if the appointment starts late or they cancel it last minute. And when it comes to the business end of negotiations, Saudi thinking becomes hard to read. Communication becomes more about body language and other nonverbal cues. With the language barrier, this will be very important to be practicing. For your transportation in Saudi Arabia, our company will be supplying the employees with rental cars to be able to transport themselves where they need to be. If needed, please refer to Saudi Arabia's road and law regulations for further info on driving in Saudi. If needed, we can supply taxis if you are too uncomfortable to drive in an unknown environment. Common food you'll be eating in Saudi Arabia will consist of bread with cheese, dates, fruits, and camel milk in the morning, and they usually start their day with a light breakfast and start eating heavier in lunch. Generally, during that time, they eat kabosa, grilled meat, roasted chicken, tangy salsa, or any fish with rice for lunch. For your phone, you can bring your personal phone and we will cover the out-of-country minutes for you. And for your living, you will be staying in a hotel near the Saudi Arabia Business Center. It is always important to practice safety. You are in an unknown territory. It is always safe to be aware of your surroundings and have a work buddy with you when roaming the streets. Now, most importantly, have fun. Be sure to follow their cultural norms and proper business attire and etiquette. Be safe and practice the information given throughout this presentation and make a good impression for Build a Gym and have a great time. Thank you for your time.